Hello and welcome to another Spectrum Geeks video. My name is Dale and in today's video we're going to talk about this. It's a Ryobi Brushless Cutting Tool. So thanks for tuning into this video where we're going to talk about the Ryobi Brushless Cutting Tool. Before I get started, just a quick reminder, if you're going to buy this tool or any Ryobi tool, remember to register the tool. If you don't, you only get 2 years warranty as opposed to the full 3-year warranty that's possible only if you register it on the Ryobi Tools website. So make sure that you do that. So this is it, the Ryobi Brushless Cutting Tool. It's basically like an angle grinder, but cut down, much more easy to use, fits in the hand quite nicely. We'll talk about some of the features and give you some demonstrations on how it works on a couple of materials. But I decided to pick this up basically for that main reason that I do have one of the angle grinders, but it can sometimes be a bit of a cumbersome tool if you're trying to work in kind of more confined areas and you don't want to kind of be making a massive mess everywhere, which is where this comes in. Fits nicely in the hand. So if we look at what comes in the box, obviously you get the cutting tool itself. It is a bare tool, so it doesn't come with a battery, but you do get the manual and then 3 different cutting discs. One of the cutting discs is meant for cutting metal, second one for plastics, and the third one for cutting tiles. You can even cut your tiles with this, which is going to be handy for future projects I have, more bathroom renovation. But in terms of some of the key features, it has a locking switch which enables you to make it spin forwards and backwards, which is handy if you are cutting metal. You can kind of redirect the sparks away from your body. The trigger itself is variable, so it gives you control over 0 to 2000 RPM. I'll just give you a little demonstration of that right now. Much better. Also, as I mentioned before, it's much smaller than the Ryobi angle grinder, only 21.6 centimeters long or 216 millimeters. In terms of battery life, if you have a 5 amp hour battery in here, Ryobi say you'll get around 75 cuts. Obviously your mileage will vary based on what it is you're cutting, how thick it is and just how hard it is to cut. It weighs hardly anything without the battery, 0.9 kilograms. Obviously you will increase the weight based on the size of the battery you put in there as well. The discs are 76 centimeters with a 76 millimeters, so 7.6 centimeter cutting discs with a 10 mil hole in the middle. It does come with an Allen key that kind of slots in, which we'll show you in a minute. It's how you change the discs. Also has 2 lights, which is really handy, 2 LED lights, one on the top here and one on the bottom here. So as you're cutting in awkward areas, it's going to be easy to see what you're doing. And another thing I like about it, which not all the Ryobi products have, you can see that the LEDs stay on for a short period of time after, so you can kind of press the trigger, use the lights to configure where it is you want to do your cutting, and then go ahead and do the cuts. So let me show you how you can fit and change the blades. Okay, so as mentioned, you do get the 3 cutting blades in here, and each of them do give a little indication as to what they can be used for. So this first one here, I'll just try and get to focus in for you. That one is for cutting tiles. This next one here is for cutting metal. And this last one here is more aimed at cutting plastics. Okay, so to change the blade, first thing to do, make sure you have the battery removed. You don't want the accidental trigger going off, because that will get quite painful. There is the Allen key just in here, and then basically put the Allen key in. There's a little button at the top here that you push to hold, which stops it spinning round. Once you've done that, undo this, remove the bolt, put that to one side. Then you have these 2 sections. I'll just show you. That's probably what you want to clamp the disc together in. So put one on the top, one on the bottom. There is so like a moulded cutout, so it only goes on one way. So screw this up through the bottom without dropping everything like I am. Okay, put the one on the bottom. So that's everyone up on the top, just like that. Okay, so that's all back in. Now get the Allen key bolt back. Put it into place. And then retighten it. Make sure you're pressing that locking button to stop the spindle spinning round. Otherwise you won't be able to tighten it. Okay, make sure that's all good. Put your Allen key back in the storage place. Put the battery in and you're going to be good to go. A couple of other little features. You can change the height of this. I guess it's a cutting positioning tool, isn't it? So that you can change the depths of your cuts. So again, just undoing this kind of little wing nut on the end there, and then we're just going to move that up and down. And now we are properly good to go. So let's grab one of these plastic tiles, mark up where I want to cut it, and then show you it in action. Okay, so I've marked a line on this plastic ramp that I want to cut. I've also set this kind of depth gauge to its highest point. I may have to do a couple of passes. I think this is slightly thicker because it is a graduated thing. I'm going to do it over this box and we'll see how we get on. So just do it in the corner here. Obviously you should be wearing gloves and safety specs and everything, so don't do as I do with this. So that's it, we've cut through. Obviously with any plastics you get a little bit of heat build up, so it's best to file that back a little bit. We went through there really easy. I'll get one of the tiles as well and we'll give that a cut, see how that looks. Okay, so here we have it, and the tile that we need to cut a bit out of. Even though I used a square, it's not super square to me, but anyway, we'll give it a go. So again, put this on here, cutting across first. Even with this box, it does fling stuff everywhere. And from the other side. Okay. So there's certain bits where, unfortunately for this, I think it's, I'm trying to think what the depth of cut is supposed to be on here, but it's not helping that these are slightly ribbed tiles. Let me just show you once I've cut it off. So you can see, because they're ribbed, it kind of goes up and down a little bit, but there's another one cut, and it's much easier than when in the past I've cut these using a jigsaw. It does just kind of mince through them. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so that's it. That's my thoughts on the Ryobi Brushless Cutting Tool, also known as RCT18BL-0. I think it's really handy. Definitely for these plastics, it zips through things much faster than using a jigsaw. A little bit more heat though, so it's a little bit more melting, but I haven't used it on tiles yet, but I can imagine it's going to be really handy on that. I did use it with some plasterboard. Again, really easy to cut through and saves dulling a lot of Stanley knife blades as well, which tends to be a bit of a problem when you're cutting plasterboard. So hope this helps. If you consider buying one, there will be a link down in the description to the Spectrum Geeks Amazon store. Doesn't cost you any more, but does help support the channel. But of course, check other sites to see what the best deal is that you can get on this tool if you're thinking about getting it. Any questions, comments, feedback, leave them down below in the comments section. Thanks very much for watching the video. Hope it's been helpful. Please like if you have done, consider subscribing if you haven't done already, and hopefully I get to see you on the next Spectrum Geeks video. Take care of yourself and goodbye for now. I've got about 100 more of these tiles to cut.